You said a spitter.
Yeah, Jalen Carter. He tried to spit on Dak the first game of the season.
Oh, forgot about that. I didn't hear him. Well, I didn't even turn the volume on for the whole game.
But I didn't see him or nothing like that. I ain't gonna lie. And maybe he did make some plays. I don't know.
All right,
I don't
hold on.
know.
I'm about to take it from the top.
Yeah, you let me know.
I had to take it from the top. Hold on, hold on. I think we live right now, but not until we hit it one time, man. We gotta show respect to the opening, bro.
Tech P, a portion in accordance, but it's all anointed. We welcome you to come get a portion. Join us. No more everyday Brian versus Jordan. James said the victory comes from the Lord, but we'll still prepare the horses. Yeah. It's the podcast table. We got more ones. I can let it go, but I'd rather let him know.
Hello out there. This is the podcast stable. I am Tech P, and he is.
The one that told you doubling down.
He's doubling down. This is we had to re-enter and come in and come back out, and he had an opportunity to change. But what he's ready to say and the fire he's ready to come off the top with, I gotta back away, and I gotta let Camara speak to this. So we're gonna, you know what? Let's let the anthem run, so you can regain your composure. I know that the blood pressure is probably high. So take a few deep breaths.
Is that the message to the team?
One, two, new
Great
place
new
for you to
place.
explore. The algorithm
Hey.
exporting what is important.
Listen,
Tech P,
hear
a portion
ye,
in
hear
accordance, but
ye.
it's all anointed. We welcome you to come
When
get
you are
a
in the
portion.
midst of fire, does your faith falter? What do you believe in? Do you still stand on it? Do you still stand for what you believe in? Because I was in the bird's nest today. There's a bird's nest in Dallas, Texas. There's a bird's. I didn't know these places really existed, but I was there. I said, hey, there's a bunch of Philadelphia fans.
But back up. Where are you? People all over the world will see this, and where are you?
I'm in Plano, Texas, at Austin Avenue. If you want to be in as long as I'm not there, you want to be in a safe haven for, you know, Pittsburgh Steelers fans. They got a Redskins room and they got Eagles room, but there's a bunch of Eagles fans. There's a bunch of Steelers fans there today. And guess what? To both teams in Pennsylvania.
Hold on.
Both teams in Pennsylvania, you lost.
Hey, listen. You trying to tell me that here in Dallas, Texas,
Plano, right there in Plano. There's a bunch.
There's
of,
a place
bunch
that have
of
a
Steelers
Pittsburgh
fans in there.
Steelers,
And then as soon as the
Philadelphia
Steelers fans
Eagles.
left after they lost, the Philly fans came in. They was hyped. Oh man.
They said the server. What did the server have on?
She had to pull over Philadelphia. I said, are you the reason that everybody's here? And then the manager was there. She said, oh no, we're like a Philadelphia bar. Like, I was like, oh. I said, that's great. I said, I'm going to have a great time. And luckily for them, I was only there for the first half. So they got to get their hearty hearts. They got to get their cheers off. They got the ELAGLEL. Guess what? Before I left, I said, hey, look, I'm not leaving because I'm scared of any of you. I'm not scared of any of you. I'm not scared of what I believe that is still going to happen today. I'm just, the people that I am with, they're locating to another bar. I'm going to locate with them because that's who I'm here with. Otherwise, if I was here by myself, I'm standing right here and I'm going to watch you crumble because I've told you for weeks that you guys are going to crumble. You're not the team that you thought you were, and that you're going to crumble at some point. And shout out to Chris Baez because at the first game of the season, he asked me, he said, hey, do you want to bet on this game? He's a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I said, hey, I don't know what I'm going to see yet for the Cowboys. I really don't. It would be wise for me not to bet. Now, today, I really forgot to hit him up to, place a friendly wager. But I wasn't backing off of that standpoint. And what I kept saying to them every time they made a play in the first half, I said, "That's fine. Bring me Saquon. I'm afraid of AJ Brown. He's solid. He's really solid. I'm afraid of Devontae Smith. He's solid. Dallas Goddard. His name is Dallas. I'm from Dallas. He's solid. Bring me Saquon. Bring me Saquon. Because at some point you're gonna have to bring him out." And guess what? In the second half, he fumbled. He fumbled, and he pretty much is part of the reason we won. So shout out Saquon. Every time, bring me Saquon when it comes. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I've never been a Cowboys fan. But anybody that's been a Cowboys fan, retired or not, bring Saquon here. He's not the guy versus the Cowboys. Sorry. He's just not. And I was so upset because when we located to this new bar, the comeback started to happen. And before I left, one of the Eagles guys who was taunting me the most, he's a cool guy, no disrespect, nothing like that. But like, I let him know, I'm like, they were leaving. He's like, "What bar are you going to?" "I'm going to this bar over here." He's like, "Oh, we're going to pull up." I said, "Are you sure?" I said, "If this comeback happens, I don't think you're going to pull up." So I never saw him again. May never see him again for the rest of my life.
Well, I think that Cowboys fans and Cowboys Nation and Jerry Jones, man, the only downside is they only got 4 days to, relish in this victory. No off day this week going into Thanksgiving. But, man, they beat up on the Raiders. Shador got his first win today against the Raiders. We'll get to that in just a moment. And now you come into a big game versus the Philadelphia Cream Cheese.
Man.
And they come out like a lightning bolt against you. And at the end of the game, Jerry is able to say that his defense, after he made a move to get rid of Micah.
Hey, come on, talk to him.
Hey, gerrymandering is, I'm telling you, gerrymandering is at an all-time high. We're going to hear Jerry flying high this week. We're going to hear him flying high this week. But what I have to say to all of you current Dallas Cowboy fans, beautiful win. Your quarterback, Dakota Prescott.
He's him. And look, I don't celebrate holidays. I'm not a holiday fan or person. I like to see my family on holidays because we have off time and we can see each other and celebrate each other. But on this Thanksgiving, when Dakota Prescott beats the Kansas City Chiefs or Cheats, whatever they call it, one of those two. When he beats them,
I got a Cowboys victory. I got a Cowboys victory on Thursday.
I need everybody to post a video of biting into a turkey leg. We're all going to take a turkey leg bite with Dak and George Pickens after the game because it's going to be George Pickens. He is dominant. Now, the other quarterback, I'm sorry. I'm here to say it first. You need to take off 88. You're not an 88. You're not an 88.
You said the other wide receiver. You're now you're talking to CD Lamb.
I'm talking to CD's drops. He got so many drops all the time. He got the most drops. Look, he's a great little, slot receiver. He drops the ball too much. Pickens is the guy. If they don't re-sign Pickens, this will not be replicated. This will be their only chance. And I'm not saying that they're going to win this year or anything like that. But Pickens is the guy. Pickens is, he got a little undisciplined streak to him. But as far as when it comes to catching the ball and making a play, I'm counting on 3 over 88. This is backwards. This is backwards. For histories, for decades, it's been an 88 that you trust on the Dallas Cowboys. I don't trust 88 anymore. I trust 3. I trust 87. I don't trust 88.
Man.
He's a dropper. He's a butterfinger. He's a hey, I'm sorry. And I only talk the facts. These are only the facts. If CD was catching the ball, if I didn't even know what he looked like, whatever. These are just the facts. There's no hate. There's no hate. He drops the ball way too much. And Eagles, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. You were only in the game because of a roughing the kicker call and all this other stuff. Like, and I'm not saying he didn't rough the kicker. I'm just saying that's the only reason he was in the game. Sorry, bro. You're not good. Y'all are really not good. And I've been telling y'all this since game 1 when y'all barely won. And you know what? You know who ruined that game? CD drops. CD drops. He dropped 4 passes in that game. Okay, well, George Pickens is in rhythm now, so it's all good. It's all good.
I think CD's got to get it together. I think CD's got to get it together. I think that Dak is the ultimate leader, the perfect person to be able to stay in there with CD during these tough times. The media, they're counting. The stats are counting. Social media is counting. But America's quarterback, he's still counting on you. He had more targets. He's trying to build that confidence, and he's keeping it balanced. And he's letting everybody know that, hey, look, I still got another gun on the other side. And I got one right up the middle as well. And so you guys pick your poison. But don't you dare think that 88 won't ring one home. I think you what you said? You called it the Munions?
Munions.
Yeah.
Listen, CD can get Munions. He can catch the ball.
Hey, CD, right here in Frisco, Texas. I'm here. I'll be at the start of tomorrow morning working out. I want to see you out there. I'm going to come to the 3rd floor and overlook the practice field. And I want to see you out there. I want to see you out there with that machine. I want to see you out. I want to see you out there. Or, hey, look. One thing we got to know is we got to realize, we got to give respect to is that Pickens is playing for a contract.
Man, so I was telling somebody this earlier. I've watched a few AFC teams in the past years. One of those being the Colts, one of those being the Broncos, one of those being the Steelers. And I've always thought that Pickens was solid, but I can't really tell all the way because his quarterback play was not consistent. He had Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, like all of these guys that are not really good. And I mean, even last year with Russell Wilson being there for a certain amount of time, they're not Dakota Prescott. So as soon as the trade was announced and Dak Prescott had 2 receivers again, I knew that George Pickens was going to thrive. Now, would I be lying if I said he was going to be doing this good? Yes, I would. He's doing amazing. He's doing amazing in the Cowboys uniform to where it's time. I don't get custom jerseys or anything, but if I were you and you're a Cowboys fan still, you're not a part of the retired Dallas Cowboys fan club, and you want to get a jersey, you need to order a jersey that says 88 and have Pickens on the back.
Oh, man.
He's the 88.
Oh, man. Hey, listen, man. Don't do that. Don't start that.
He's the 88.
Yeah, don't start that. That 88 can only be given by Jerry.
Well, hey, Jerry has to think.
And then that 88 come with a price tag.
Hey, look, and I told somebody else this too. I said, hey, as much as I was a driver and I was a supporter of the Michael Parsons trade, there's somebody that I would have traded before Michael Parsons. And that CD drops. He drops the ball way too much for me. His attitude in the Green Bay Packers playoff game, it said to me, you're not even catching the ball enough to be acting like this. You're not making enough plays to be. I mean, I don't condone that kind of attitude in the first place, really. But your highlight, give me anybody out there right now, your CD highlight is him snatching his phone back from his girl in the draft.
Man, hey, listen, man, we gotta let that go, man. We gotta let that go.
But
we gotta let that go. CD is, you seen a bunch of the, you see him, boom, first down, CDs. You seen it.
12
You seen it. You seen it. We can't, that
George
moment.
Pickens got way more of them this year than like CD entire Cowboys career. Like George Pickens is really like that. He really like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's like that.
Well, I'll say it's good to have CD on the other side, and I'm a retired Dallas Cowboys fan. I'm a retired Dallas Cowboy fan, so I'm not an apologist. I'm saying that Pickens is actually having a great season. It's really a little bit more a higher odds of having a good season if you're a top talent. If you got somebody on the other side. If you go back and you listen to what Tim Brown is saying in the media this week, Tim Brown is saying that actually out of nowhere that Michael Irvin forbid him from coming to Dallas in the 90s. And so CD did welcome Pickens into the room.
Cool. I like that.
And Pickens is eating. So I'm with it.
Yeah.
I am with it. Where we jumping to next? What you think about Danny Dimes in that fallout?
I don't think Jonathan Taylor had the best day. I don't think the O-line had the best day either. And allegedly these Kansas Cities, I don't know what their names are. Are they the Chiefs or the Cheats? It's one of the two. They sound very familiar. Like they sound very alike, but it's like a double entendre. Which are they, the Chiefs or the Cheats? Because somehow, some way, they get helped. They really do. They get helped. They're not a good team. Indianapolis, I'm sorry, y'all got cheated today. Shout out to James. Shout out to Cassie. Indianapolis Colts fans that I know.
You know some Colts fans?
I know Colts fans.
Wow.
I know Colts fans. They were cheated today. Like almost every team that plays those guys. And I was on the phone. I was on my way, and this is not for me because I wasn't able to watch some of the game, but I was on my way to this bar on my phone with my uncle who referees. He said, that's not a roughing the passer call. He just got popped, and it's not a roughing the passer call, but they called it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he didn't indicate it anyway, but I already knew right away that it wasn't Danny Dimes that got popped. Mahomes, you are the protected one.
Privilege.
I watch these games, so all of that stuff, hey, look, I guess you won it, but like for me, the same way that people looked at Brady in a certain point of his career, hey, for me, sorry, bro, I watch. I see these things. I reffed at one point in my life, very, very fragmented time, but there's a good reason why I stopped reffing, because I'm gonna ref how it should be done. I don't care.
You was that ref that was out there, tuning the players up when they get an attitude with you.
Nah, listen, I remember I reffed the one game, man, and dude went to the basket, fell to the floor. He looking at me. I said, "Hey, everybody's going that way, bro. I'm going that way too. I don't. Hey,
Oh man, that was a foul, man.
I don't want no foul, man.
That was a
Get
foul.
big. If you go into the paint, get big.
Oh no, man.
Get big.
Nah,
Hey,
nah.
I'm not one of those. I don't do no ticky tacky. I don't do none of that. Get big.
Oh man. Yeah, man. This what's going on. So we said we talked Chiefs and Colts. Jordan Love,
Who they play? I know they won.
the Packers.
Who they play?
It was Vikings. Packers.
Yeah, that's your guy though.
Who's that?
JJ McCarthy.
JJ just delivered that win against the Bears in week 1. That's all.
Yeah, he got a one early. He got a one early, but hey, listen, just like I was telling somebody earlier. Hey, look, I watched JJ McCarthy a little bit in college, partly because I have an uncle who's a big fan of Michigan. I watched Gillen Gabriel in college. These guys are okay college quarterbacks. They're not NFL quarterbacks. JJ McCarthy is not an NFL quarterback. Right now, if I was the Vikings, I would be seeing, hey, what is it going to take for me to see what I could do with Anthony Richardson? Because JJ he's not really that. And I'm not saying Anthony is like that either, but like you got to have some type of options. So,
yeah, no. I think it's early. It's early for JJ. It's early. He was a first round pick, right?
He's a first round pick, but hey,
yeah.
Guess what? If it's early for JJ, guess what? It's too late for you, GM.
It's too late for who?
For the GM.
Oh, okay.
They saying it's too early for the quarterback. That means it's too late for you.
Nah, you don't want another GM to come in and have to deal with some other quarterback he doesn't believe in. You got to give him a couple years together, and then JJ was hurt all last year.
Nah, I'm not wasting that defense. I'm not wasting those receivers. They have a talented little squad over there in Minnesota. And guess what? The Bears lead the conference.
Yeah,
the
man.
Bears lead the division.
Kudos to the Bears, man. Kudos to the Bears. I'm hard on the Bears. The Bears hadn't done anything since '85. That's.
Nah, they went to the Super Bowl before '85 or after '85.
They hadn't won it since '85, and that's the only. As a retired Dallas Cowboy fan, that's one of the only teams that I can say that to. Like I remember when the New England Patriots had nothing. They went and got 6 of them since Jerry has done anything. You see what I'm saying? And so I have to look at this deal and I have to say, hey, you, Chicago, 85. It's been, was that 40, 50? How many years has it been since 85? Been a long time. 40 years. 40 years. I saw that. I remember being in the elementary school and they was putting a refrigerator Perry and that team up there. They had a video and they was doing the Super Bowl shuffle. Yeah, I think it was that was probably come out in '86. So I was probably in the first grade when we was seeing the Super Bowl shuffle because it was the next year and they didn't quite turn media around that fast in that time. But yeah, I mean they had Walter Payton, they had the whole crew. McMahon was a character. They had a dent. They had a amazing squad, and they were if you look back at it, that team had a quiet cultural significance too.
The Bears
that spoke to me. But since then they ain't won nothing.
They won an NFC championship.
Hey man, listen. They ain't no Super Bowl. They ain't won in 40 years. And who'd they lose to? They lost 3 games this year, right? They lost 3 games this year. This is the first time I've seen in a long time since probably when's the last time the Bears had a good season?
Yeah, probably with Jay Cutler.
Jay Cutler.
They went to the NFC Championship with Jay Cutler. And then
Yeah,
he got
Jay
injured.
Cutler out of Vanderbilt. That was Jay Cutler then went and had a whole cycle on reality TV and been divorced and remarried or something and living a whole nother life. It's it's people that don't even know Jay Cutler played football.
This goes back to gerrymandering because he did all of this in that time period. The Cowboys didn't really do nothing.
Cowboys ain't done nothing, bro.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that.
The Cowboys ain't done
2011,
nothing.
they played the Packers in the NFC Championship, and he got injured. And he was on the bike, acting like he was coming back into the game, and Aaron Rodgers won that game. And they played the Steelers in the Super Bowl, I think. So,
all right. Well, another game that came down to the line today, and that was the Giants and the Lions. I know you wanted to see Jerry Goff go down on that one, but not this week. Not this week. And there was some questionable calls there, and I believe how that overtime, those play calls were put out there. I thought I saw somewhere where a Giants wide receiver was posting some questions about the play calls on social media and then deleted it. You seen that yet?
I haven't been on social media or anything at all. What I will say is, hey, Jared Goff is out here dog fighting with the Giants and backup quarterbacks and no backup running backs and backup receivers. This is the guy that people trusted. I don't trust him, and I shouldn't have trusted him last week. Last week, I just didn't want to pick too many games for my record, sake. I didn't want to pick too many games against.
So let's pause right there. I believe I won another week.
You won the Broncos Chiefs game. Oh my goodness. And every other game we pretty much picked the same, I believe. So
that would mean that I had one more win than you.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so another one. But continue.
Yeah, look. I don't know why I trusted Jared Goff. I don't know why I did. I was thinking, you know what I was thinking? The Eagles, at some point, it's coming to break down. And I was a little premature on that because I didn't know what to expect from the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I said maybe Detroit starts it and the Cowboys keep it rolling. But it just turns out it's just the Cowboys who started. And here comes the downfall. So I don't know what the Eagles' schedule looks like, so I can't say all the way that it's like, gonna come tumbling down or whatever. But when it comes to the Eagles in the playoffs, I mean, if they have to face the Rams this year, last year they beat the Rams barely, but I'm going to pick the Rams. I would pick the Cowboys against them as well. I would not pick the Lions against them. I've learned my lesson. Jared Goff. Can't trust them. And Tampa Bay's too injured. So, Eagles, as long as you don't run into the Cowboys or the Saints, or not the Saints, the Rams, going back to the Super Bowl. You don't run into those teams. You beat the Bears. The Bears, I mean, they're all right. They're not like, shout out to Rodney, but Bears are just all right.
All right, what else we got? What else we got this week?
Your boy Chris Paul announced his retirement again.
He said again.
Yeah.
Was there was another time he was retiring?
Hey, everybody knew he was retiring, but he realized he wasn't getting that farewell tour. So he said, hey, I'm gonna let him know again. Retire.
Yeah, man. I want to see Chris get on out of here, man.
You're not getting the farewell tour, bro.
Yeah, I want to see Chris get on out of here, man. Let's get him on out of here, man.
You're not doing well. Clippers are not doing well. hopefully, LeVar, whatever LeVar is speaking into existence about getting at least 2 of the ball boys on the Clippers, that would be amazing.
You think Chicago is going to trade, or you think they're going to sign?
Lonzo's on the Cavs.
He's on the Cavs this year. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Lonzo's on the Cavs.
Yeah, they didn't trade him. He's playing well.
He is playing well off the bench, but at the same time, it's Darius Garland that's a starter. So they might think that I don't know. I'm not saying they should. I would not trade him. I'd probably trade Darius Garland before I trade Lonzo, but that's how highly I think of Lonzo. But
yeah. Or were you suggesting that they may sign? What's the LiAngelo Ball?
They could.
For what? To perform at halftime? Or to be the locker room hype man, or what?
Yeah, he might. Hey, halftime they going over and he comes out. Now it's Swerve in
What was
that
that song he had? He had a song that was a little wave right quick.
Yeah, Swerve in that corner. But you know what's crazy? I actually, when I used to watch watch them in high school, I like LiAngelo the most when I watched him in high school. Huh?
He used to shoot the most.
Yeah, I liked him the most. But once Lonzo was at UCLA, I was like, okay, he's my favorite type of player.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
he's my favorite type of player, and I understood what he was doing for his brothers.
Definitely a real hooper.
But LaMelo is apparently open to a trade now. He's told Charlotte basically, I'm open to a trade.
Yeah.
So hopefully he gets out of there, because Charlotte is not a great place to be if you want to be known, win, to do anything, really. So.
All right. So what other NBA news you want to jump on? I don't want to seem like I'm soapboxing.
What else is out there? Do I need to research for? I don't know.
We did have a guy that went out and talked about 200 players
for it. Listen. I always been on the side of, in certain situations, of defending Draymond Green. To say, because I respect players that play their role and this, that, and the other. But, and I'm going to put this out there so no one says that I'm biased. And first off, you disrespected Dak. You don't have that type of pedigree. I'm sorry. You got 4 rings. You're not Robert Horry. Robert Horry can't talk about Dak like that either. And that's no disrespect to Robert Horry, but come on, bro. Come on, bro. You talking about somebody is a bum and you're a triple, quadruple single type of player? You're a quadruple single type of player. The only times that you were really like that, maybe 2016 finals. I think if they would have won the 2016 finals, Draymond, you would have been the finals MVP. You really would have. But you decided to try to kick your leg up again, because you have been kicking everybody the whole playoffs. And you kicked it up at the King, and it got you out of there. And you lost your team the series. The first team to lose a 3-1 finals. I can't put it on Steph. I'm not even a Steph fan. Can't put it on Steph. It's you.
He had an even bigger fumble. He's the reason KD got up and left.
Well, at least with KD, he was cool enough to win too.
But what I'm saying is, what if that incident never happens? And
no,
KD,
what if that incident happens and we get Draymond out of here?
Well, KD, I think that KD wouldn't have been healthy mentally in a safe space.
I just don't think he likes Steve Kerr.
Well, I don't think that he respected them for not speaking up and handling it a certain way. I think I've seen him speak on this some. I don't want to put any words in Katie's mouth, but if he would have said it's Draymond or me, then that would have been to Kenyon's point. It would have been a very easy call. And I listened to Kenyon's list, and there was one name that I didn't mention that I didn't hear him mention, Kevin Garnett, and that's absolutely another one to add to the list. And so I have said it again.
He probably did blank. That's
no, I don't think it's any shade or anything like that. I just what I'm saying is it was a solid list. And if you think of those players on that list, if they had been asked to go do the job that Draymond was asked to do on that Golden State team,
Did you say Josh Smith?
Yeah, Josh Smith.
I think Josh Smith is better than him.
Yeah,
and that's just this is no disrespect to Draymond. I mean, honestly, I think Draymond's argument would be maybe you would probably say that David Lee is better than Draymond.
That name was on the list.
David Lee was on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess David Lee wasn't there when those other players evolved all the way though. So I would have to really look at that. Yeah, nah. He's not like that. He's not Kevin Love. And I like Draymond, but
I don't. I
like how he's a team player. I don't like his
but talking. You could be a team player, but he's a product of social media.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't like the talking and antics. I don't like that.
Yeah, just bruh, like show love. If you ain't got nothing good to say, you already got enough resources to be just say something positive, man. Say something constructive. If you say something that is critical, make sure it's constructive. But to just go out and just call another man, what do you call him, trash, or what do you call that?
Bum.
A bum?
He called him a bum. Like you've had such great ownership in GMs and in Golden State, and you don't understand how.
Hold on. Did he call Jerry Jones a bum?
No.
Well, hold on. So if you were going to give any opinion about anything going on in Dallas, if you calling anything in Dallas a bum, you got to start with the ownership.
The ownership is the GM too. So, but listen, it's easy to attack Dak. It's easy. It's easy enough for Draymond Green to do it. And guess what, Draymond? Will we hear from you this week? Will we get apologies from you this week? Because you said big games. You didn't just say the playoffs. You said
he was only looking for clicks, man. He only gonna look for some.
Click it up this week, Draymond. We need clicks. Everybody else apologizes. You don't apologize. And I like how you're a team player. I really do. Now, is there 200 power forwards better than you? Maybe. Just maybe.
It's possible.
I didn't listen to the whole list, but we kind of talked about it a little bit at the bar. I'm like, look, Kenyon Martin is better than him. I'm sorry. Kenyon Martin is a better player than him. Just
by far.
This, that, and other. Like, I'm sorry. And I like Draymond.
So you do realize Kenyon Martin is from Oak Cliff, Texas, right?
I knew that.
I once walked into a gym at Cedar Crest coming, shout out Salvation Army. The center is what we used to call it, the Comets. And I walked into the gym, and this is before I even knew who he was. He's probably 4 years older than I was. No, he was 2 years older than I was. I think he graduated 96 or 97. He was either a year or 2 years older than I was. I didn't know who he was at the time. And I saw him. The goal was raised up, and it had to be almost 11 or 12 feet. And Kenyon was probably in the 9th grade, maybe, and he was over on the side dunking on this goal that was raised up above. You know, during the games, they would raise the goal up, and he was dunking on it while it was up. And I was like, man, that is crazy. And so my freshman year, I played at Dallas Kimball. I think it was my freshman year. And we went out and we played a scrimmage. No, it was my sophomore year. Kenyon was a senior my sophomore year. And so I was pushing the ball up the court, didn't make it past half court, turned the ball over, and Kenyon was running the wing. The homie Sean Spikes was at the point, so in the middle of the court. And usually you would think that the point guard would dribble the ball closer in to draw the defense because it was like a 2-on-1. He came off the rock with Kenyon just immediately. And I had never seen him, in practice or anything else like that. This was a opposing team. Kenyon took one dribble. And I mean, took 2 steps, and his body in the air was like parallel. And there was no way anybody would ever think about getting in front of the type of aggressiveness that he had towards the rim every single time. He would go on to Cincinnati and dominate for Coach Bobby Huggins. And I think he won the College Player of the Year his last year in college. Kenyon Martin was an absolute beast and could single-handedly win an NCAA championship. I believe he got hurt in his last year and still was drafted number 1. Kenyon Martin was him and Draymond from a basketball talent perspective are not even in the same.
I was watching, or actually, I guess since this topic has came up, they like had clips and stuff on X, and they had the clips of one of the games in the finals versus Shaq, and he's not even stepping in front of Kenyon Martin. You know what I'm saying? So when you have that type of, I don't know what they call it, but just the motion and the force, those type of players you don't step in front of. So, look, I like Draymond.
Kenyon Martin was never a 4th option. He was never a 4th option. So not when I was watching and seeing him as an elite basketball, he was never a 4th option. He was when he played in Denver with Carmelo, never a 4th option.
Oh, you saying Kenyon was never?
Yeah, no, Draymond is a 4th or 5th option. They have a player will come off the bench. Andre Iguodala will come off the bench, and he would be a higher option than Draymond Green. Draymond Green is out here to set the tone in today's NBA to be some type of tough guy. And I cannot agree more with what Kenyon is saying. I've said this so many times. I know some places I could take Draymond Green to, and I guarantee you he wouldn't do that. I guarantee you he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. There's some places that he know. He wouldn't do that. But it's a part of a shtick. I get it. It's worked out well. But if we're talking like Kenyon said, basketball savantness is the word he used. I think those 50 names can step in and do that job that Draymond Green is doing and better. That's what I think.
For sure.
What else we got, bro?
Your boy LeBron came back.
The king.
The only reason I bring that up is because we were having a bunch of conversation about different top 5 lists of different positions and this, that, and the other. Somebody brought up top 5 small forwards, and I, me, I got a couple of small forwards before LeBron James, And when I mentioned one of them, they started pulling up career stats and this, that, and the other, and side-by-side comparisons. And it said career high in assists per game, 12, 2026. I say he played one game. How did they update this already? He played one game and they talking about he averaged 12 assists per game. But I thought that was funny. But
Well, that's because if you're following what's going on in not just media but just across the board, AI is taking over, and so these AI tools are getting these RSS feeds about what happened in these and it's just an automated deal, and so depending on the source, it'll give it to you. There's no person there. There's no person there doing that anymore. So that's the reason why we have, after one game, we have a set of averages for him, because that's just a module that's running, if you will.
But I will say a big debate that we had tonight, he was very adamant that Dwayne Wade was not top 50. He was not a top 50 player. He cheated into his 2006 championship was given to him, and that he was not a top 5 shooting guard. Now I said, well, for me personally, my top 5 shooting guards of all time are Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. I got Jerry West personally. Then I went Dwayne Wade. Then I went Joe Dumars. That's me. Now, a lot of them didn't believe Jerry West is a shooting guard. I get it. He's not the tallest guy, whatever. But maybe he was the first combo guard, whatever you want to call him. Even if we talking about combo guards, I'm going to put Jerry West up there. I'm still a Laker at heart. But
if you put in combo guards on there, then you could put your guy I guess Magic didn't take a lot of jump shots, but he was definitely a combo guard. He was more like a small forward, Scottie Pippen.
Well, Magic, here's the thing about Magic, and it's so disrespectful because people were talking about this on X as well. They were saying, oh, LeBron is Magic. Like, when you say LeBron is Magic, this is a guy, and LeBron's a great basketball player. I don't like this. I don't like the way that this sounds. But he's only averaged double digits assists one time in his career. And this is with all the ball usage in the world. Magic Johnson is getting double digits assists every time he's on a team.
Yeah.
And he has what? I don't know, like 30 plus, like 18 plus assist games. Like, so many, like LeBron doesn't have those. And I'm not saying that to down LeBron, but when you say Magic Johnson-esque because he's tall and he has passing ability, you'd say Larry Bird-esque because Larry Bird has that same passing ability. So maybe it's Larry Bird-esque, but it's not Magic Johnson.
Yeah, I could see the comparison. I think there's a few differences. Magic played in a style where it was up and down, and he had, from James Worthy to Byron Scott to Kareem to Michael Cooper. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody off. Kurt Rambis. I mean, these guys were running, and Magic was. He could just toss it to whatever side. I mean, Magic was it was amazing. And Magic wasn't a above average athlete. You never seen Magic just go and just posterize somebody. You never seen that. And one of the reasons is back in that day, if you go to the hole,
getting whacked.
You know, them guys down there, they took that as disrespect.
That was very disrespectful.
Yeah, and so you had to be willing to earn it. And then LeBron comes along, and he's the biggest player on the court. You know, running the break. And so, I mean, at any point, really, once he gets a full head of steam, we just saw him just. And then on the back end of his career, I mean, it was, you know, he just picked and choose which plays he wanted to get on the other side of the court, or when he didn't, and the cameras never showed when LeBron didn't even make it back down in transition. He turned the ball over, he'd still be on the other end of the court, and the other team is like, what's going on? So I think there is some comparison as far as vision, maybe, but Magic is superior in that area, and when it comes to physicality, of course, LeBron is superior and able to. But is he in that conversation? You said LeBron is not in the top 5 conversation? No, you said Dwayne Wade was not in the top 5.
No, that's what they said. He was saying Dwayne Wade is not in the top 5 shooting guard conversation.
Yeah. You know how I feel about that Dwayne Wade championship in 2006. Dwayne Wade, I really felt like was one of those guys that was a good player, above average player in that era. But I'm not going to give him a top 5 shooting guard of all time. I'm just not going to do it.
What about James Harden?
Is James Harden a shooting guard? I thought he was a point guard. That's what he's been playing his whole career since he left Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I guess it's that combo guard. But even then, okay, I think that would be a great thing. Top 5 combo guards of all time. Now, if we're talking about whole length of career and all of that stuff, I'm gonna go number 1, Kyrie.
Kyrie's the combo. So you're saying a scoring point guard?
Pretty much a scoring point guard. I'm gonna go Kyrie. I'm gonna go Curry. I'm gonna go Iverson. Combo guards. Now there's a guard that I would put there, but his career was cut short to injury, so I would put him number 1, but I can't.
Who's that?
Derrick Rose.
Put him number 1. Yeah.
He's the greatest combo guard, at least in one season that I had ever seen. 4 or 5. I mean, you got Dame Lillard, you got James Harden, because it's really an era after, 2010, basically, that combo guard.
I mean, you'd have to put Isaiah Thomas in that group.
He's a point.
He's a point.
He's a point.
He put up some points.
Sure, he put up like 19 points, but he's putting up.
I mean, in that they average, we'd have to look back. They didn't average 120 points in that time.
You said they didn't?
They did not.
Okay. And how many assists is he putting up?
Isaiah? Career stats?
Because these guys that I'm talking about, they don't average over 8 assists. Easily. They do not average over 8 assists. Isaiah, let's look him up. Isaiah Thomas.
Four and a half, 5 assists a game.
Ooh, Isaiah Thomas?
Yeah.
For his career or?
For his career.
Yeah, that's tough. If it's really 5, if it's 4.5, that's actually very tough.
Yeah. 43% from the field at that size, 36% from 3.
You said how much from 3?
36.
That's really good for back in the 80s.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, you'd have to put Isaiah in that group.
Well, if Isaiah's in that group, I'm putting him over Curry. So he's number 2.
That's probably right. That's probably right. That's probably right. I tell you, there's been a lot of them, man. We should make a list. Make a list. I tell you one that was really good. That's not on this list, but just if you ever get
for the Nuggets.
Oh yeah, you already know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Chris Jackson out of LSU, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf.
Yeah, he was fire.
My God.
He was
My
fire.
God. Another one, Kevin Johnson.
Fire.
KJ. Man, they had that's a list that we can put together with if that's the parameters, but it's gonna take us some time.
Yeah, because after that, because that's a lot to deal with, because it's tough because some people break that list. Like, is Russell Westbrook in that list is he a combo guard? I think so. He's not a point. So
yeah, I agree.
And it kind of goes to what I think these lists come to what you prefer. Like, I was trying to tell somebody tonight because we were having an argument of Derrick Rose versus Russell Westbrook. I said, look, for the career wise, I don't really have that much of an argument because he got to play a full career. That's great. But like when I go from what I prefer to when they were at their peaks, I watched my point guard, Magic Johnson, say during the 2011 finals. I'll never forget this. He said that Russell Westbrook was putting on one of the worst displays of point guards that he ever seen in the finals. And I will never forget that. I can't forget that. He never went back to the finals. So Magic Johnson said this about you, and you never went back. I can't rate you. And I like Russell Westbrook. I like how hard he plays and all this other stuff. But when it comes to like the rankings, he's not in my combo or point guard or anything. If we're talking about point guards, I'm putting Rajon Rondo over you.
Oh man.
Sorry. Rajon was like that.
Rajon Rondo. That's another one. We gotta put together so before we jump out of here, what we think about Klay Thompson, tough guy Klay, and Ja Morant.
Man, I don't know the exact context of everything. I guess Klay missed a shot and this, that, and the other. Look, Klay was on a team. They had a rivalry with Memphis. Like, the Warriors and Memphis had like pretty much a rivalry to the point where after they won the championship in 2022, Klay made a comment and said, I had to watch the guy that posted, strength and numbers after they beat us and this, that, and the other. And these guys they're losers. So there's animosity there already. Now, that's a name that I would truly consider in my top 5 shooting guard conversation. Klay Thompson, to play on both ways. I know he's not carrying a team per se, but for him to play both ways and have that ability not only to shoot, but to be, to me, and I am a Kobe Bryant fan, but he is the hottest shooting like streaker I've ever seen. If Klay Thompson gets hot, you've lost the game. It's over. You're not.
He's definitely a great shooter, but Reggie Miller would be in that conversation too.
Reggie Miller's nice. Miller's nice, and he's got that. He's taken a team to the finals, as the lead guy and all that great stuff. But when I watch Klay Thompson, he was the one that beat Oklahoma City in that game 6. Without him, Steph Curry This is what I'm saying. He's like Klay Thompson gets hotter than anybody in NBA history. 11 dribbles, 60 points. He's catching the ball. He's letting it rip. It's wet. He's really not. He was really like that. And I hate when we watch full careers and players want to play into the very end and we kind of forget. But I don't forget. Klay Thompson was always the scariest person to me on Golden State. Sorry.
Nah, you just an antagonist. Hey, check this out.
Go ahead.
Teddy Bridgewater is in the game. Teddy Bridgewater coming off of the high school sidelines, and now he's playing Sunday Night Football. Tampa Bay Buccaneers under center. Baker Mayfield has gone out with an arm injury, I believe.
What's the score?
Oh man, it's ugly. 31-7.
Oh yeah, I tried to say it was not gonna be the best, but
beginning of the third quarter. Well, man, you got any parting words?
Shout out to Teddy. I know he tried to really help those kids. I don't know, all the rules and that stuff, whether, Uber eats, Uber eating the kids' food and all that stuff and whatever. But I know that you could tell that his heart was in a good place. So shout out to Teddy. Hopefully the second half goes well for him. They're not going to win the game, but, this is, for him at his age, to be playing meaningful games in the NFL, at least meaningful for him. That's probably a very good thing. So shout out to Teddy.
Definitely shout out to Teddy.
Shout out to the Rams. That's probably the best team in NFC this year. I'll shout out to them and yeah. I told you. And I told you that the Eagles were frauds. And this is the downfall. Shout out to Chris Baez. Shout out to Noah. I'm sorry. It's over. Take these.
Rain Dakota Prescott for president. Rain Dakota Prescott for president. Gerrymandering back to life. He's gonna be hot on the mic tomorrow. It's Thanksgiving week and Jerry won't let up. He won't let up. I mean, he's getting his money worth out of that. And so, CD, when I get to the gym in the morning, I'm coming up to the third floor. I want to be looking over on the practice field, and I want to see you catching some balls, CD. And to all of you Cowboys fans, hit me up, and I'll let you know if it's what I saw. For me, I'm a retired Dallas Cowboys fan, so I'm not as into it as I once was because I believe gerrymandering at the end of the day is going to take over. To go back to what you were saying about Bridgewater a moment ago, I do believe that his heart's in the right place. I love. The Bible calls for us to be ones that are helping the poor, ones that are serving and helping one another. And somehow or another, we're getting that all mixed up in some cases. And so, shout out Teddy B. Hopefully he's still sending some Uber Eats to those kids. Hopefully Uber needs to sign a sponsorship with him and send some free food over to those kids because he's not the coach anymore. He's just a person in the community that he could donate his whole salary this year to the Booster Club. And they can get all the Chick-fil-A and all the pizza that they should ever dream of. So Teddy, one way or another, what I would tell you is one thing I do know, and that is God will provide. Jehovah Jireh, he's your provider. And so I'm going to now tap out. It's been a pleasure, Cam Era, to come on this side of a Dallas Cowboy victory over the Philadelphia Cream Cheese. Philadelphia Cream Cheese. I'm Tech P. He is
the one who told you.
The one who told you. Peace.
Talk foul, no call. I am one, they tantrum. Tech P, tech please, no referees. but the reference is reverence.